Hi, welcome to Keontae's first reading literature hour. And today our first book will be Little Red Riding Hood.
In most forms of delivery, our story goes like this. A young girl, wearing a distinctive red cloak, ventures through the woods to bring food and other goods to her sick grandmother's house. On the way there, her travels are interrupted by a villainous and hungry wolf, who finds out about her intentions and races to make it to the house first. The wolf quickly ties up her grandmother in the closet and assumes her likeness, lying in the bed. Little Red enters the home and begins to notice some unnerving details about her grandmother, including her deeper voice, larger eyes, meatier hands, and enormous mouth. At this point, the wolf springs out of the bed, intent on devouring the girl. Luckily for her, a nearby lumberjack hears the cries of distress and bursts through the cabin doors, slaying the wolf as well as saving Red and her grandmother. The end.
Okay. Welcome to the dark side of this story.
While the fundamentals of the Grimm's fairy tales version stay the same, the ending comes with a few more gruesome details. The wolf doesn't just stow away Red's grandmother, he devours her whole, and after succeeding in his cunning ruse, he devours Little Red too. His monstrous snoring attracts a hunter who cuts open the sleeping beast's belly and extracts his live victims. Red and the hunter proceed to fill the wolf's gaping stomach with heavy stones, then stitch him back up. Upon awakening, the beast falters to make his escape and dies right on the cabin floor.
Well, hello there, viewer. And today we will have our second book of the hour. And that book today is Sleeping Beauty.
Many know the classic tale of Sleeping Beauty and its iconic climax. A princess is put under a curse by an evil enchantress, trapped in eternal slumber, a fate which can only be broken by true love's kiss. As her beloved fights his way through the witch's traps, he defeats her and makes his way to the comatose princess. With one kiss, she reawakens, and they both live happily ever after. The end.
Welcome. This is now the dark hour of the story, Sleeping Beauty.
The tale of Sleeping Beauty actually goes by a few names, including Little Briar Rose, as well as Sun, Moon, and Talia. The latter was written by a man named Guillaume Battista Basile in the 17th century, and is one of the most wicked to date. To sum things up, a great lord is blessed with a beautiful daughter named Talia, and is warned by the wise men of the lands that she would incur great danger from a splinter of flax. Once she reaches young adulthood, the inevitable happens, and she dies. Distraught by her passing, her father lays her to rest in the midst of one of his mansions, and leaves the place forever, in hopes of forgetting such a terrible tragedy. Eventually, a king happens upon the building, and discovers the Sleeping Beauty. Suffice to say, she becomes impregnated, and gives birth to twins. As a result of this, she regains consciousness, and names the children Sun and Moon. The king returns, and after taking notice of Talia's livelihood, and his two new beloved children, he is deeply upset, as he is already married. When his wife finds out about his mistress and children, she is filled with rage. After kidnapping the three, she demands the chef cook the two children and serve them to the king, and that Talia be thrown into a fire. The cook disobeys his orders, tricking the queen, and everyone else lives happily ever after.
Well, hello there again, viewer. Now our final book of the evening is our nice and beautiful Snow White.
A Disney classic, Snow White is the tale of a beautiful girl with a vengeful witch of a stepmother who hates being upstaged. The stepmother plots to kill the girl and hires a hunter to do her bidding, but the man can't bring himself to complete the wicked deed. Bringing her the heart of a pig, he tricks her into believing the girl has perished, when in reality, she's found herself happy in the company of 7 protective dwarves. It doesn't take the stepmother long to figure out that Snow White is alive, so she sets out, disguised as an old beggar, to finish the job. After tracking down the girl and persuading her to take a bite from a poison apple, Snow White falls dead. The mourning dwarves seal her in a glass coffin, and her gorgeous appearance attracts the attention of a young prince, who revives her through through a true love's kiss. The end.
Alright, and now we come to the dark hour of
And for our final devious tale, we come to the Grimm's version of Snow White. Our story begins just as its Disney counterpart, and starts to get a little twisted later on. This time, the evil stepmother orders her hunter to kill Snow White and return with her liver and lungs. Once more, he can't carry through, and brings back the liver and lungs of a boar instead, which the stepmother promptly consumes. Of course, she discovers that Snow White still lives, and makes a few attempts at trying to kill her, finally succeeding with the poison apple. She is sealed in her glass coffin, and again, a prince becomes enthralled by her beauty, and insists upon taking her corpse. Though hesitant, the dwarves allow it. The prince's servants end up stumbling and rocking the coffin, which dislodges the apple from Snow's throat, and she lives. Snow and the prince get married, and invite the evil stepmother to the wedding. She is forced to dance in a pair of scalding hot metal shoes, until she drops dead. The end.